Hello everyone. In this video we're going to go Mother's Day shopping, and then later on in the video we're going to make a Mother's Day dessert. So we're here at one of our local greenhouses. We're going to actually go to two today. What is that? Let's see what that is. That's a pretty brush. What's it called? Isn't that a beautiful sight? Love plants. Okay, let's go find some plants. Oh, that's beautiful. Mother-in-law would love this. These are columbine, right? Yes. These also spread though, so I'm not sure she'll like this or not. We'll see. We'll keep looking. Ooh, she might like one of those. Bleeding hearts. So I decided that we're going to get her a red bleeding heart and a red columbine for Mother's Day. Irises. Sorry. I get so excited about flowers. This is some of my favorite. Love lilies. getting these for putting in our companion planting with our vegetables because they help deter pests. I didn't start any broccoli seeds, so we're gonna get one of these. I love flowers. Dahlia, a lavender dahlia. This is everything we bought at the first greenhouse. We got a bleeding heart and a columbine for my mother-in-law, some vegetables and some marigolds. Oh, and a zinnia. We've arrived at the second greenhouse. Ooh, that's pretty. Hanging cucumber plant. That is the biggest rosemary I think I've ever seen. It does not get this big usually here. That is huge. everyone. It's been a couple days since we went Mother's Day shopping at the greenhouses, and today I figured we would make the Mother's Day dessert. I'm going to make a fruit tart with berries on top. Okay, to start, we're going to put 1 cup of milk into the pot here. Pastry cream needs to be cooked on the stove. Get my milk open here. You can do all milk, it doesn't have to be just cream. I do cream and milk. So 1 cup of milk. I'm going to do 1 cup of heavy cream. Heavy cream, whipping cream, same thing. Okay. And we're doing this on medium heat so it doesn't burn. And then for the vanilla, it says about half a teaspoon. I like to add a little more because I like flavor. So we're just going to eyeball this. And then I'm going to let this heat up and we'll add the rest of the ingredients here. Let me see my whisk. Just going to mix it around. While we're waiting for this to warm up, I'm going to separate the egg yolks. I need 2 egg yolks. So the way I usually do this, oh, 1 sec, I need to get another bowl. Okay, so how I usually do this, it's fairly simple here. Do it into this one. So what I do is I put it in my hand and I just slightly separate my fingers and the egg whites will fall right through. Give you a look here, see? And then you take the egg yolk by itself once it's got all the egg whites off and separate it. Like that. Don't separate your fingers too much, otherwise you're going to lose the egg yolk. There we go. And then we'll just scramble this up. That. Just mix this around, make sure it's good. The milk mixture is heated up now, so I'm going to slowly, actually we're going to add the sugar first. Let's add the sugar. And I need 1/4 cup of cornstarch. So we'll get that in there. With cornstarch, you need to have cold water to mix it. If you don't, it's going to get very lumpy. So we're going to take 1/4 cup, we're going to put it in some water. And I'm going to stir this around. We're just going to stir it. See, until it's completely dissolved. And then just pour it right in. Now I'm going to slowly add the eggs so they don't cook. You have to do it actually, I'm going to pour a little bit in. Pour a little bit in and mix so it acclimates your eggs so they don't cook when we put it in the mixture. You don't want scrambled eggs. So do a little bit more. And then we'll do a little bit more. This is just a trick that I learned over my years of baking. Now we can slowly add it in. Just going to add it in like this, nice and slowly, mixing at the same time so it doesn't curdle. Just like that. Now we can wait for it to thicken on its own. The mixture's starting to thicken here. Starting to thicken quite fast, actually. I'll give you a close-up here. Okay, so it's nice and thick. So now I'm going to shut off the heat and I'll show you what I do to cool this off. Okay, so now I'm going to put it into this bowl. So I just want to make sure it's nice and smooth, so I'm going to mix it up a little bit more to make it nice and smooth. Like that. Okay, now I'm just going to pour it right into the bowl. It's nice and creamy. Okay. Now what I do is I take a piece of saran wrap, the size of the bowl here, and while I'm putting this in the fridge to cool, I don't want it to get a thick skin on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this plastic and I'm going to put it right on top of the mixture, so that while it's cooling, it doesn't develop a skin on top, just like this. Now it can go in the fridge to cool, and we can start on the pie crust. To start with the pie dough, we're going to need some flour. We're going to need 1 1/4 cup. So this is a 1 cup measure. About 1/4, so about there. Then we're going to need some sugar. So to the flour, we're going to add 1/2 cup, oh, good thing I reread that, 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. Good thing I reread that. I was like, that looks like a lot of sugar. 1/2 teaspoon. And we need about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Then we need about 1/2 cup of butter. Try to make sure it's chilled butter, and just cut it into cubes. And then you're going to need ice water. Make sure that it has ice cubes in it, okay? But for now, we're going to mix this up, and we're going to start making the dough. I'm just mixing all the ingredients, and then I'm going to take these chunks of butter and I'm going to break them up. You can also use one of these. It's a pastry cutter. You can go like this. I like to use my hands. Much easier in my opinion. So I just go like this and I break it up, and it should be pea size, like a size of a pea when it's done. So we're just going to keep doing this. This is going to be an all butter pie crust. I feel it has a better flavor, especially with a fruit tart. Okay, I'm going to show you. See the texture of the butter? This is what you want for the perfect pie crust, okay? Nothing bigger than that. Now we're going to add the ice water, okay? We need about 1/4 cup. So we're going to add this slowly. Do a little bit at a time. Okay. We might need a tiny bit more. I work with texture when I'm cooking, so I know what the texture should be. You don't want it too wet. You want it where it will hold together. This is still a little too flaky, so you want a little bit more. We'll just keep adding until it's the right texture. Okay, I think we might almost be there. So now we're just going to put this all out on the counter. we are going to try and put it together here. Might still be a little too flaky, might need more water here. Especially on these parts here. You don't want to overwork pie dough. It'll get too tough. But you also don't want it to be too not moist enough. That's the word I was looking for. There we go. I think that's perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to get my rolling pin and we can start rolling this out. We can start rolling out the pie dough now. It's pretty flaky. We're just going to do it in a circle to fit in our tart pan right here. Okay, so I'm going to get my tart pan here. I'm going to lift it up like this. So just lift the dough like this and put it in. If you have spots that are like this, we can fill that in later. So we're going to take a piece of this one here and we're going to fill in this spot right here. Like that. Okay, we get one more spot here, a little bit over here. This will look beautiful when it's done, don't worry. Like that. Just make sure it's nice on the edge here. That's the part, that's the decorative part, right? So we want it to look nice. So it should look like that, okay? So I'm going to clean up my mess here and then I will come back and show you the next step. For the next step, we're going to take a fork and we're just going to poke some holes in the bottom so that when we're pre-baking this, it doesn't puff up too bad. And then I'm going to take a piece of parchment paper here and I'm going to crumple it into a ball. Okay, now I undo it. This is just to make it more pliable to fit into the shell. So we're going to go like this. And then I'm going to take pastry beads and I'm going to pour them in. If you do not have pastry beads, you can use uncooked rice or dried beans and it will do the same thing. This is to help weigh down the pie dough as it's cooking so it doesn't bubble too much. Like that. And then we're going to bake it for 20 to 30 minutes or until it's like a nice golden brown color. While the crust is cooking, I'm going to move on to one of the next steps, just a prep kind of thing. I'm going to take some homemade mango jam that I have. You can use any kind of jam you like. For this, I'm going to use mango. I'm going to put it into this bowl. It has chunks of mango in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my immersion blender here and I'm going to blend it up so it's nice and smooth. One sec while I do that. See, I'm just making sure that it's nice and smooth. Okay, that should be good. I'm going to take a container with probably about 2 tablespoons of water, and I'm going to take some of this jam that we just mixed up, and I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to mix it around, maybe a little bit more. And this is going to be the glaze for on top of the berries. So it'll give it a nice shine on top of the berries after we're done. And it'll give a little bit of a hint of mango flavor. And this mango is going to go inside the pastry cream after it's done. I'll show you that later. Now we just need to wait for the crust to finish baking and I'll be back. The tart shell is cooked. It's nice. I took it out of the pie shell, or to the tart shell, and I cooled it. I also took out the pastry cream that is now cooled. And we are going to cut up some strawberries and some mango. And then we're going to decorate. So let's start with peeling the mango. My mother-in-law, she loves mango, so that's why we're going to incorporate mango in this dessert. You can use any kind of fruit that you like. Arrange it in any way you like. Make it look beautiful. Very slippery. I'm trying not to cut myself here. Okay, I think that's good. Oh, no, we missed a spot. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to cut some slices off of these so we can use them for the decorating. See how we want to arrange them when we start decorating. So I'm just going to leave these off to the side here, and we'll figure out how we want to decorate that later. I'm going to take some of these strawberries, and I'm going to cut them in half. I think I have way too many berries here. The tart's pretty small. Okay. Just going to set this off to the side here. Nope, we got one extra one just in case we need it. Okay, and then I'll give you a closer up look of me putting it together. My video cut out and I didn't get to show you how I put the pastry cream in and the mango. Basically, I'll just give you a recap here. So I took the mango jam, I put the pastry cream in, and then I put the mango jam in, and I just swirled it in like this. Okay, so now we can decorate. Okay. You can do whatever kind of design you like. Be creative. Make it look beautiful. I did decorate this once already and I didn't realize that it was already cut out, so I took them off and I'm going to do it again for you. So that's why you might see a little bit of pastry cream on some of these. Be artistic with it. You can decorate it with whatever kind of berries you like. Okay. Now I'm going to take some of these blackberries. Let's see here. Actually, why don't we take some of the blueberries? Put one in between each one here. This is turning out to be way nicer than the first design I did. Maybe I was meant to redo it. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to take some of these blackberries and just make a little circle around here. It's a big one. Like that, and then I'm going to take some raspberries, put them around the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to take some of this mango. I'm going to try my best here to make a flower. If not, a little swirly design at the very least here. My mother-in-law loves mango, so that's why we're using mango. Close to a flower, I guess. And then I'm just going to take some slices here. Fit a few in between, just to brighten it up a little bit and give it some color. I used to be an artist, so painter to be exact. Let's see. I just want to cut a couple of these pieces smaller. Oh, that one's a little floppy. We'll use a different one. There we go. I think that looks beautiful. So now we're just going to take this. This is the glaze that I made earlier. Just going to add a little bit more in here. Okay. And then I'm going to take a brush. And I'm just going to lightly brush the berries with it. Just to give them a little bit of shine, make them look a little bit more appetizing. Make them look beautiful. You could do this with any kind of jam. And there we go. I think that looks beautiful. And the tart's done. Just clean off the plate here a little bit. And that's what it looks like. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.